Good morning. Short video on my way to church. It's going to be a good day. Church days are good days, man. I love serving God. It's the best thing you can do. This is real short. Pay attention. Have you ever just stopped for a minute and think, man, I haven't really done the best with my life or myself or my attitude. And I'm in pursuit of things, always stuff. The more I can get, the more I can do, the better I'll look, the more I'll have. Here's what I want to say. Hypothetical story here. There's a guy. He wanted everything. He's talking to God. And God makes him an offer. This is a hypothetical. This isn't biblical, of course. He says, I'll tell you what. God says, dude, I'm going to send you to earth. I'm going to send you. You're not going to die. I'm going to send you to earth. I'm going to give you everything you wanted. Every casino, every restaurant, every kind of food, every place, every car, every object. It's all yours. All the things you wanted, all the time. As much as you want. The only catch is you're alone. There's no one else there. What happens is you think about that scenario and you realize, would I comb my hair in the morning? Would I wear these clothes or go to this place or do this thing? Probably not. What you would probably do is wake up, not comb your hair, not fix yourself up, because you realize when you say you do something for yourself, kinda, maybe, but aren't you kind of doing it for someone else, even if it's for yourself, because it's a social reflection of how you feel around other people? Think about that. When you say, I like to be alone, well, you might like to be alone sometimes, but no one wants to totally be alone. I think that's why incarceration is the punishment that we give to our murderers and our burglars and our rapists and our sex offenders and our whatever, all these different types of people that get locked up. I think that's why God gave Adam Eve when he realized it would be good. He knew that they weren't designed to be alone. What am I saying? I'm saying stop it, wake up, and realize all this focus you have on you, and what you're doing for stuff, ultimately contradicts that statement. What I'm saying is, people are the only thing that matter. And having that perspective of it will change your way of thinking. What I'm saying is, do things for people. Love children, love old people, love handicapped people. Love people of different ethnicities, and different races, and different language, different size, shape, whatever. Because, look, being alone stinks. It's not fun. And sometimes we have people around us that are really good people, and they're not like us. So we make fun of them, and we say things, and we don't realize it hurts their feelings, and it hurts their emotions. And for all you know, they could be standing on the cliff, man. Like one more bad statement, somebody could be hurting bad, like really bad. And they could be right on the cliff, man, like right on the edge of like one more thing. I'm just done. I want to end my life. And they're standing on this cliff, man. They're standing on this place. They're done. They're mentally unstable. They've lost their hope and their desire for anything, love for anything. And that one more person pushing them around, pushing them over, could push them off the edge of it just by picking on them or whatever. Or that one person could be you, and you could push them back on the ledge. And maybe be a word in their soul and their heart that it's not so bad, that life is good. And maybe we're here because we're designed to be with people. Find a friend. Do something for them. Go to their house instead of have them come to your house. I'm bad about that. Realize that the reason you're here, man, is our only purpose in life, ever, is to make sure someone else has a good life. That's it. It's not about stuff. It's about experiences. I mean, if you have money, buy one less car and take one more trip. experiences, people, interact, influence people in a way that it turns into instead of being a virus, a word vomit virus that spreads negativity and pessimism and darkness and pointing out all the things that are bad and the things that are going wrong. All those things are going wrong and going bad, sure, they're there, but okay, point out what's going right and what's good and what will happen that's good. Some people call it the law of attraction, whatever you want to call it, but why don't you do God's work and enjoy the people around us that He gave us to affect and to transform and to love? You ever walked up to somebody and told them you love them? Or not just walk up to them that way. Maybe you ever just told your best friend, man, hey, I love you. I just want you to know that. You ever walked up to your mom and said, Mom, we haven't been getting along, but I just want you to know how much I love you. Or, Mom, think about this. What if you just walked up to your mom and said, you know something? I am so blessed that you're my mom. Stop what you're doing. Look them in the eyes. Full attention. Completely absorbed in what matters to them and not you, and say, look, do you know how wonderful you are? Do you know how much you changed my life? Do you know how much you affect me? How much influence you've had in my decision making and my positive outlook on life? Somebody you wouldn't normally talk to, that guy in the gas station. The girl at Walmart that always says, goodbye when you leave, have a blessed day. You ever thought about just stopping, putting your groceries down and tell her, you know what? I really appreciate what you do here. You ever told your wife, look, you're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me? Have you ever told your husband, you're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me? You ever told your kids? You ever just stopped what you're doing in the middle of a busy day and just put all your stuff down, all the stuff when you walk in the door, put all your stuff down beside you and say, man, I just love you. You're a good kid. I'm so proud of you. Those little words of encouragement. And I'm going to tell you something. I speak not from experience through my whole life. My experience is the lack of doing those things and now looking back at it. So I kind of use not my experience of doing it as much as my experience of when I didn't do it. Of just stopping. And this is big in relationships. God, this is so big. People get so used to a relationship, they get complacent and they get so comfortable not trying and not stopping and not turning and not taking their wife or their husband on a date like they used to and get back to dating again and get back to being involved and just loving people. That's all I want to say, man. We're here to love people, not ourselves. I'm going to tell you, man, I love going to church. The first thing I do, and this is what I do every time I show up, I set my Bible down in the front because I don't like distractions in the back. I walk around the church and I do a circle and I shake hands and hug and high five. Not high five, that'd be kind of too old for that. But I'll go around and make contact with probably 100 people. That's just what I do. That's what it's about. It's about interactions and love. It's about letting them know that they matter more than anything you're doing. And it's so amazing over time doing that repetitive over and over that, just like at church, I go there so much now that when I go, they expect it. And they're like, yeah, when they see you coming, they're like, yeah, there's that dude, the guy that always shakes my hand, and they stand up and they start to come to you. And with your kids, and they see your interaction and you start to love on them more and you start to care and show interaction. And when they're sad, my daughter had a breakup. And I'm a man, I'm prideful and stuff, but no, you take her in there and you give her a big hug, lay her on, lay on the bed with her, wherever she's on the couch, lay on the bed with her, lay on the couch with her, and just put your arm on her shoulder and just look at her and say, babe, look, I'm here for you if you need me, just anytime. I love you. Life is good. It's so good. And sometimes I just don't know what to say to you guys, but nothing you're dealing with, I know that things are hard, but nothing that you're dealing with is more important than loving other people. If we could just say it, instead of saying, Jesus, why won't you help me? God, why won't you help me do this? How can he help you if you don't believe him to begin with is even real? If you say, God, help me, believe he will. Maybe he will, if you believe he's there to begin with. Love his creations. Love other people. If you start loving more and giving joyfully, like in Deuteronomy, I think it's like 26, says to be a cheerful giver, and that means not money. That means not just money. You can tithe and you can have an offering. To tithe is just, you can tithe your time. That means that's a tenth. That's a part of your time invested in somebody else. So because your time is the most valuable thing you have. So what if you invested yourself in somebody else? Each of those handshakes collectively turn into an investment that you've given away to somebody. And now you've made their time more valuable than yours. And that is selfless. That's what God wants from you and me. And that's why he put Adam with Eve. I believe he put Adam and Eve together for companionship, to show one another that they were more important than one another. I mean, it was a companionship. And that's the way it's supposed to be for all people, not just relationships. But I'm not going to keep going on, but this is a good life. There's nothing bad about it. Bad things happen, big deal. I say battle the enemy. Say, look, devil, today you lose. As soon as I wake up, you might as well start running, because I'm not going to stop. Greater is he that's in me that's of the world. Means what's inside of you, when God's inside of you, I mean, who can be against you? Sometimes it's just the loss of words. God's amazing every single day. He's beautiful. And I love you guys. I wanted to tell you that. God loves you so much. And I hope this was a word that spoke to you. There's someone that's looking at me right now. And this is for you. And I want you to know that I love you. And you're blessed. Have a good day. Bye-bye.